She stood beside him as the cameras flashed, but behind closed doors, was she really part of the story or just playing a role? This is not just a love story. It's a battle between power, pride, and a very private woman married to the most public man in the world. Chapter 1. A Billionaire Meets a Beauty. It was September 1998. Inside a glamorous New York fashion event, wealthy businessman Donald Trump spotted a young model named Melania Knaus. She was tall, elegant, and quiet. Born in Slovenia, Melania had traveled far to chase her modeling dreams. Donald, already famous for his fortune and bold personality, was instantly interested. He approached her with his usual confidence, but Melania didn't fall for his charm right away. She didn't even give him her phone number. Instead, she took his. That small decision started a relationship that would one day shake the entire world. Melania was different from the women Donald usually dated. She was not chasing the spotlight. She worked hard, valued privacy, and stayed away from scandals. Donald, on the other hand, loved media attention. Still, they found a strange connection. He admired her quiet strength. She respected his ambition. As their romance grew, Melania learned to handle life in the public eye. She attended high-profile events and walked red carpets by Donald's side. Yet she always remained somewhat mysterious, calm, reserved, and in control. Their relationship was not always smooth. There were breakups and disagreements, mostly because of Donald's personality and the media's constant watch. But somehow, they kept coming back to each other. In 2004, Donald proposed with a 12-carat diamond ring. They married the next year in a lavish ceremony in Florida. The guest list included celebrities, business moguls, and political figures. But beyond the glamour, Melania was stepping into a very different world. She was no longer just a model. She was now the wife of a man with serious ambitions. In 2006, they welcomed their son, Barron. Melania took her role as a mother seriously. While Donald continued building his empire and enjoying the spotlight, Melania focused on raising their child. She became a U.S. citizen that same year, a symbolic step for a woman who had come from a small town in Slovenia. It seemed like a fairy tale on the outside, the billionaire and the model, the mansion, the child. But behind the elegant photos and headlines, their relationship was already facing invisible pressures. Chapter 2. A Storm Called Politics. When Donald Trump announced he would run for president in 2015, the world was shocked, and so was Melania. She had known her husband was ambitious, but this step brought their private life into an even brighter spotlight. Reporters began to dig into her past, questioning everything from her immigration history to her modeling photos. Some media outlets even accused her of lying about her education. For a woman who had always valued privacy, this was a nightmare. Still, Melania remained composed, rarely answering her critics. During the campaign, Melania kept a low profile. She gave few speeches and avoided political drama. When she did speak, people commented more on her accent than her words. She talked about values like respect and kindness, which sounded soft compared to Donald's fiery speeches. Some people admired her calmness, while others questioned her silence. She became a quiet symbol, elegant and distant. But being so different from her husband made people wonder about their true relationship. Was she fully supportive, or just playing a role? The public watched every move they made. Photos of Melania refusing to hold Donald's hand or looking unhappy went viral. Her facial expressions were studied more than her speeches. Critics joked that she was a prisoner in the White House, while supporters claimed she was misunderstood. Melania never responded directly. She once said, "I know who I am, and I don't need to explain it to anyone." Her calm, icy exterior only added to the mystery. Was it strength or emotional distance? Despite the media storms, Melania focused on her son and tried to maintain a normal life for Barron. She delayed moving into the White House so he could finish school in New York. That decision created more rumors. Some saw it as a mother's love, others as a sign of marital trouble. When she finally joined Donald in Washington, The spotlight only grew hotter. Cameras followed her every step, critics judged her fashion choices, and gossip filled every magazine. Being First Lady was never her dream, but now it was her reality. Chapter 3. Between the Lines of Power and Love. As First Lady, Melania launched her Be Best campaign, focusing on children's health and online behavior. The campaign had a good message, but it was met with criticism. Many found it strange that she spoke against online bullying while her husband was known for harsh tweets. Still, Melania continued with her projects, visiting schools and hospitals. She smiled for photos, gave simple speeches, and stayed far from political fights. In her own quiet way, she tried to make a difference, even if few noticed. People often compared her to past First Ladies. Some saw her as cold and distant. Others believed she was elegant and misunderstood. Unlike Michelle Obama or Hillary Clinton, Melania didn't take strong positions on big issues. She avoided TV interviews and rarely shared her opinions. Critics called her silent, but she said, "I believe in actions, not words." Her fashion choices made headlines more than her words did. Whether it was wearing a designer dress or a controversial jacket, everything became news. There were moments that showed cracks in the marriage. Videos of Melania moving her hand away from Donald's or walking behind him fueled rumors of unhappiness. She never directly addressed these moments, but the internet exploded with theories. People asked, was she trapped? Was she happy? Was theirs a true love story or a business arrangement? Melania gave few clues. In public, she played her role with grace. In private, no one really knew what she felt. Despite it all, Melania stayed. Through scandal, criticism, and political chaos, she remained by Donald's side. Some admired her loyalty. Others saw it as weakness. But perhaps Melania understood something others didn't. Maybe love isn't always loud. Maybe support can be silent. Or maybe, like many women, she chose her battles carefully. She had her own way of surviving the storm, and surviving was its own kind of strength. Chapter 4. Rumors, Scandals, and a Silent Smile. Melania's time in the White House was filled with moments that sparked curiosity. From awkward hand-holding with Donald to standing alone during speeches, people kept guessing what went on behind the scenes. When adult film star Stormy Daniels claimed she had an affair with Donald while Melania was recovering from childbirth, it made headlines worldwide. Melania did not cry on camera or speak to reporters. Instead, she quietly canceled plans to join Donald at a big event. Her silence spoke louder than any speech. She was once asked if she loved her husband. Her answer was short and calm. "Yes, we are fine." But her body language often told a different story. Even during public events, there was distance between them. While Donald smiled and waved, Melania often looked emotionless. Was it just her personality, or was something wrong in the marriage? Some close insiders said she lived in a separate part of the White House. Still, Melania never confirmed or denied the rumors. Her silence became her strongest weapon. While Donald fought battles on Twitter and in the media, Melania focused on her role. She decorated the White House for holidays, supported military families, and held formal dinners. But every move was criticized. Some said she was doing the bare minimum. Others said she was doing her best in a difficult situation. Behind the perfect dresses and photo ops, people saw a woman holding her emotions back. Was she lonely or just incredibly strong? No one knew for sure. Even after leaving the White House, the spotlight followed her. People wanted to know, would she stay with Donald now that he was no longer president? Some sources claimed she was counting the days until freedom. But again, Melania stayed silent. She appeared at public events rarely, spoke even less, and kept her circle small. Some say she's preparing her son Barron for a private life. Others say she's preparing herself for a new chapter. But one thing was clear. Melania was never just a trophy wife. She had her own story. Chapter 5. A Love Story or a Silent Deal. Today, Donald and Melania Trump still appear together at major events, but the warmth is rarely visible. Their smiles seem rehearsed, their conversations short. Many experts have tried to analyze their body language, looking for signs of love or tension. But Melania remains unreadable. Her face rarely shows emotion. Her words are few. And yet she stands beside Donald through court cases, elections, and controversies. Why does she stay? That question remains unanswered. Some believe their marriage is built on quiet loyalty, a bond stronger than public approval. Others see it as a cold agreement. He gives her status, she gives him image. But perhaps it's more complex than that. Maybe Melania sees Donald not just as a husband, but as a force she must walk beside, for better or worse. Maybe their love was never passionate, but practical. Or maybe it changed over time, shaped by power, tested by fame, and cooled by pressure. Despite the criticism, Melania continues to protect her son and her privacy. She avoids interviews and rarely posts on social media. Her silence often frustrates reporters, but it also keeps her mystery alive. She may not fit the traditional image of a romantic first lady, but she has never pretended to be someone she's not. In her quiet way, she redefined what it means to stand beside a powerful man. Their love story may not be filled with roses and poetry, but it's real, in its own strange way. It's a tale of ambition, silence, survival, and distance. Melania never chased the crown, yet she wore it with grace. And while the world still wonders if theirs was a love story or a business deal, only two people truly know the answer: Donald and Melania. And neither of them is telling. Love, power, and public life. Can they ever truly live in peace? What do you think about Donald and Melania's journey? Was it real love or just survival in the spotlight? Tell us in the comments. We read everyone. Like this story if it moved you. Share it with someone who believes love can survive anything. And don't forget to subscribe to Glorious English for more true stories told in simple, emotional English.